Hello, star seeds. I hope this message finds you well. We are at the time of this video being recorded. We are getting ready to be in a Virgo new moon. So I drew some cards for us. I drew 3 stacks of cards, and I'm going to leave timestamps for each stack of like when that stack begins in the video, so you can just skip ahead to when that reading begins. So in order to pick your stack, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to tap into our heart center and bring your awareness to your breath. Maybe do some big inhales through your nose and exhales out your mouth. Relax your face, relax your body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and pick one of the 3 stacks that calls to you. The timestamps for when each stack begins is written in the description, so you can just go ahead and skip ahead to whichever stack you chose. Alright, so if you chose stack number 1, welcome. I can see that you are an extremely intuitive and compassionate person. You're able to see multiple sides of a situation, or you're able to see through multiple perspectives at one time. You're able to really understand people, understand other people's emotions and them as a whole, but without judging them. I can also see that you have been having a really hard time lately. It looks like you've been working on a project or you've been working towards some kind of goal, and it's just like the world is against you. You've been having setback after setback, and just all these obstacles keep coming up. And well, I want to let you know that you are almost at the end of this phase, almost at the end of like all these hardships. I know that you've probably been getting this message for quite some time, and it's like, okay, I'm being tested. You know, how long am I gonna have to just trust the universe, trust the divine that I'm on the right path, that this isn't gonna just like crash and burn, because that's like how it's looking. But please just trust a little bit longer. She comes through, and you're almost at the end. You've almost made it. You've almost made it to the end. You're gonna reap the rewards of all your hard work that you've been putting in over what seems like way too long, honestly, but you're getting there. Please keep pushing forward. And also, when I say push forward, I also see that it's a time of slow and steady progress. So if you feel like you tend to kind of burn out, like jump all in and work really hard and then need some time to rest, need some time to recover, it might be time to kind of switch that up and shift into a more slow, steady progress. Do what you can when you can. You know, slow and steady wins the race, right? Also, a very important time to let go of old spending habits and even old money mindset habits. You know, it's time to look back, or time to look at your finances and take responsibility for there's this change happening with your finances, and you need to, I'm not saying that you have been making poor decisions when it comes to your finances, but things are changing. It's time to realign. It's time to refocus, get resituated with this new direction, with where you are now and where you're going. So yes, rework your finances, rework your mindset around your finances, slow and steady progress towards your goals. And also, I did pull an oracle card for you. It's a little dark in here, but I'll show it up on the screen. The oracle card I pulled for you is savings. It says, as you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. So, pretty beautiful card. Definitely stay with the reworking your finances. Also, just a little word of encouragement that this project that you've been working on, this goal you've been working towards, even though you've been having all these obstacles, all these setbacks, it is in alignment. Your goals are in alignment with your life purpose. So you're doing really good. I know that it's like been a shit storm, but just stick with it and it'll get better soon, I promise. Well, I have it on good authority, so just keep pushing through, slow and steady. I hope that you have a beautiful new moon, or if you're watching this after the new moon, I hope that that phase comes to an end for you soon, and before you know it, you are just in all of the beauty of your new environment, your new reality that you've created for yourself. So I'll see you next time. Sat Nam. Okay, so if you chose stack number 2, welcome, you're in the right place. So you have been doing way too much. I can see right away that you've been carrying the burden, you've been carrying the load, so to speak. You've been doing way too much, and it is time for a release. It's time for delegation, time to spread the responsibility to other people. Excuse me. I definitely see, it's like a restoration of balance. You're restoring the balance, giving back responsibility to people who should have been working with you this whole entire time. I see this as a time of letting go of making big plans. It's like you've been making all these plans for this project or this goal that you've been working toward, and it's time to kind of let go of big plans and let yourself move forward in a more organic way. Let yourself be make decisions and make moves in the moment. It's like day to day, not necessarily only day to day, but on a much smaller scale. Let yourself be making decisions and moves as you feel inspired to do so. And also just like stepping into the unknown and releasing expectations of the outcome. You know, keep working on what you're doing, but be a little more open to that coming into fruition however it's going to, because it's going to be beautiful. So let it be its own thing. Let it come out organically and how it wants to, the project or whatever it is that you're working on. Also see a huge time of like embracing, you need to embrace confidence and your independence, and it's like your creativity, creative flow, and sexual and sensual expression. Also adventuring and maybe even traveling, but really stepping into the unknown with your daily life, but also maybe your career, and yeah, giving some of that responsibility to other people, restoring the balance, giving and receiving. I'm seeing this kind of like yeah, this sharing of the wealth, and not necessarily just like wealth, but you know, when you have enough to give. When you have plenty, you have plenty to share. It's that kind of thing. Whether it is monetary or material things or services, or whether it's responsibility like within a business. If you've been carrying a business for too long, or if you've been carrying a family for too long, it's time for someone else to kind of step up and take responsibility so you can focus more on these other things that you maybe haven't gotten to focus on that much. Like, you need to fill your own cup It's time for you to fill your own cup. Yes, that is the big message for you. I also pulled an oracle card for you. I'm going to show it up on the screen because it's a little bit dark in here. The oracle card I pulled for you is called Notice the Signs. It says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. Cool. So you've been getting messages. Listen, it's time for you to step down, step into your fun, step into your play. Less work, more play, sharing the responsibility, sharing the load, and let yourself just kind of be moved in the moment, you know? Be free. Yeah. I hope that you have a beautiful new moon or a beautiful whatever, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time. Satnam. Okay, stack number 3. This is where you're supposed to be if you chose stack number 3. So I can see that this is a really intense time for you karmically and on a soul level. It's time where you are being held accountable for your actions. So whether they're perceived good or bad, whatever you've been, however you can kind of wrap up your actions in the past leading up to this moment, those are going to come back. Those are coming back to get you either right now or very soon. So if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, you've been doing the work, you've been staying with your practices, with your commitments, staying on top of, you know, keeping your ducks in a row and all that stuff, then you have nothing to worry about. In fact, you have stuff to look forward to because that's all going to come back to you. If you have not been doing what you're supposed to be doing, then that is going to come back to you right now in this moment too. Either way, I see this as a time of recovery and rest, regeneration, and also maybe like endings, the ending of a pretty big phase in your life. Maybe even specifically the phase of a kind of teacher-student bond. It's like it's time for you to let go of a teacher and kind of step out onto your own, kind of leave the nest. And, you know, we need teachers. Teachers are so important. We need them for probably most of our lives, throughout different teachers, different parts of our lives. But ultimately, they are there to help you find your own way. So maybe it might be time for you to kind of take everything that you've learned from this past, from your teacher, from this situation, whatever kind of thing that you've been learning from, apply it to your life and go off whatever that means for you. If it means sharing it, if it means sharing it with your own self, with your family, or like actually using those things, then this is that time for you. I also see that it could be like a time of like you're trying to make a really impossible decision right now. Like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it's either like you cannot make a decision, like there's neither of your options are right or good for you, or you're stuck between two people that are kind of like butting heads and you feel like you have to kind of play the peacemaker or help communicate to make a compromise or something like that. So if you feel like you're having a hard time making a decision, it could be because you have all this outside information coming in, either too much information from too many outside sources or a lack of information. Either way, in this situation, you need to turn your attention inward and ask your own self, ask your heart, ask your intuition what decision you need to make that's right for you, because no one is going to be able to make that for you, and no one's going to be able to know what's going to be the best for you. If you are stuck between two people, then maybe you do have a role to play. Maybe you can play the peacemaker. Maybe you can help to create compromise. If you do not, then it might be time for you to get the heck out of there. So do what you can, of course, and then once your responsibility, once your role is done, then it might not be the best place to be. It looks, yeah, intense. So I also pulled an oracle card for you. I'm going to show it up on the screen here. Beautiful card, Nana Buluku. She rests to create. She rests to create. So I hope that this was a good reading for you. I hope that you got something out of that and that you have a beautiful new moon. If you're watching this some other time, then I hope that you have a good whatever moon you're in, and I'll see you next time. Sat Nam.